Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the service cost of the Pulsar RS200 BS6 in 2021. So stay tuned because I'm going to be disclosing a lot of things that you might not know or you might know. You never know. Hello YouTube. Today is 23rd of September 2021 and it's a day before my second service of my RS200. I have completed 4,389 kilometers. I have to reach 4,400 kilometers for the service to be valid, or 240 days. 240 days is end of this month, and so I think 4,400 kilometers is closer. So I'm doing this ride for two reasons. One is so that I complete my kilometers, and another reason is so that I can find some faults with my bike which I can get fixed at the service. Some faults I can tell is these two handles are not in line. There is a panel gap here which I want them to fix. If you all have seen my previous vlogs, my pillion footrest is broken, so that needs to be fixed. There are some vibrations coming from this area which is very awkward, so I need to get that fixed. Mirrors are a little loose, I need to get that fixed. And and other than that, the general service. So all of that will happen in tomorrow's service, and this is a great time to be vlogging because I got so many seconds left and I'm behind the line as well. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention is my rear disc brake is making squeaky sounds. That's probably because dust has gotten into the caliper. It's a very normal thing, but that needs to be fixed. So all of these things I'm noting it down, I'm keeping a record of it so that I can get it fixed tomorrow. Let's go. So this is one of the RS200s outside the service center, and you can see this is the tank, metal. Your air filter is here. Underneath that is the engine, the perimeter frame you can see. I like the way they have put these extra mountings here, and you can just detach the tank. It's very modular in design, so you can just undo that and the whole tank will come out. So my bike just got done with the service. I need to fill fuel because I don't have fuel, and it's not good to keep these bikes on low fuel. So let's see how the RS200 performs after the service. I'm not going to redline the bike because the oil is new and must have not reached all the nooks and crannies of the engine. But I am going to take it to 60 or 70 kilometers per hour. So I'm just riding the RS200 in bumper to bumper traffic on purpose so that the bike gets a chance to heat up, the radiator gets a chance to come on. I have to press the brakes, release the brakes, press the clutch, release the clutch, shuffle through gears, everything has to be done, which is the ultimate stress test for the RS200 after the service. Because sometimes there are some few issues that might crop out after the service. They might forget to tighten a bolt, might forget to put some coolant somewhere, some oiling somewhere, and you can really gauge that with such a test. So this was one of the things that was broken on my RS200 before. It would just fall because this bracket was broken after the fall, and this screw was bent. So I got this screw replaced and I got this fixed in my second service as well. Overall the bike has become very smooth. The vibration from the tail light especially is gone.
So I'm going to be talking about both the service costs that I had. Oh god. Before we start, drink some water. Oxygen, it sends oxygen to the brain. So first off, let's talk about the first free service for the RS200, which is actually not a lot. It's only 543 rupees or 544 rupees. The bill might be flashing on your screen right now. That's not a lot. Most of the cost is actually the oil, because you have to change the oil after 500 kilometers, and your first service, and the oil filter, because that goes hand in hand. So let's talk about the second service. The second service is a little more complicated because I have two different bills. So I'm going to start with bill number one. Bill number one, you can see, is 688 rupees. Let's round that off. But the bulk of the money is going towards the engine oil, obviously the oil filter, because that goes hand in hand, as I said before. And the remaining, this is the bolt gear change, the lock plate, and the pillion footrest. Those are parts that broke during my really stupid accident. So that wouldn't have been there if I didn't have that accident, and I decided, like, you know what, let's just change those parts, because that pillion footrest was vibrating a lot when I used to ride the bike a little hard. So I got that changed. Now let's come to bill number two. Bill number two is basically just two items, that is consumables and chain lube. The chain lube and cleaning, I think, is really expensive, considering that it's really easy to do. But yes, that is 295 rupees. That's really expensive. I think that's, and consumables is basically your brake oil and coolant. That's what consumables come under, and that's about 95 rupees. The total of 390 rupees. Now, all in all, this is the total is 1080. That's how much it costs. I know, 1080p, right? But 1080 is what the second service cost me of my Pulsar RS200, and I think that's extremely reasonable, except for the chain loop part. It's extremely reasonable for a performance motorcycle, a 200cc performance motorcycle, and I think in the future it's just going to get cheaper, and I'll tell you why. So the reason it's so easy to maintain these motorcycles is because they have not changed, and let me explain. Let me compare it to something like the Yamaha R15. The Yamaha, you have the R15, then you have the R15 V2, you have the R15S, then the Yamaha R15 V3, then the V4, and the V4M now. So these bikes, they look so different. They're essentially different bikes. So part made for the original R15 is obviously not going to fit on the V4, and vice versa. So because the bike has changed, it has evolved, and that's a good thing for consumers, because the consumers want something new every 1 or 2 years. Now this is exactly what Bajaj has not done, and that's why the sales have dropped. So the RS200, NS200, 220, they have not changed for many years. The RS200 has not changed for 6 years now. But what that means is, a part made for the RS200 in 2015 will fit my 2021 RS200 very well, no problems, because the bike hasn't changed that much. That's a good thing when it comes to maintenance of the motorcycle. Also, another good thing is platform sharing. You'll look at the Yamahas, the only bikes using the perimeter frame, obviously the lower priced bikes, is the MT-15 and the Yamaha R15. But if you compare that to either KTM or Bajaj, KTM, the entire lineup is freaking using a trellis frame. Bajaj's half the lineup is using a perimeter frame, which means it's so much more easier to get parts for these bigger components. Maybe the engine's different, maybe the electricals are a little up and down, the panels are a little changed here and there, but essentially the main skeleton remains the same. And I have no problem with what Yamaha is doing or what anyone's doing, but I'm just saying that that's what makes the RS200 or any bike that has been there in the market for a while and is still going to be there for the next 5 or 6 years, it makes it very easy to maintain the bike. So that is all for this video. If you are planning to buy a motorcycle anytime soon, make sure that that motorcycle is going to be in the market for the next 5 to 6 years. Make sure it's sharing components. That will bring the price of maintenance down, and who doesn't want a motorcycle that is easy to maintain? So that's all for this video. like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thank you for watching this video. I hope there has been some good points, bad points in this video. So you can thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever you feel, and I will see you in the next one.